Hopefully you guys can see me. Let me know if you can. It's kind of giving me, YouTube's giving me that crap again. What's up, guys? Sorry, I had to rechange the time of the video a few times today because I was getting dirt delivered. I didn't think they were going to come today. They were coming at different times and they were calling. And I have to go out there to make sure they dump it in the right place. So I do apologize for pop-ups. I do apologize for that, guys, but trying to get back into the norm. That's why yesterday I threw one out. I had other stuff going on, so I made a recorded video before the markets. If you guys like that, let me know. I'm going to probably do that more, especially with golfing in the mornings, and try to find either out, guys. Apologize. See if this makes it better. Can you guys see everything more clearly now? Open widget. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming as such. The stream's current bitrate. Oh, streaming status is poor. Jeez. Looks like I'm going to have to just start recording videos, guys, because this is not cutting it at all. I apologize. I have no idea what's going on here. I can't win. I can't win. I cannot win with YouTube. It is horrible. I never used to have this many issues. It's just gotten worse and worse and worse and worse. Yeah, I don't know, man. I apologize, guys. Super annoying. Super annoying. You said it seems okay now. I haven't not changed anything. I'm just looking at the settings, but nothing is... No, it's saying disconnected, all kinds of different shit, man. You know, I watch this guy every once in a while, Gregory Manarino, and he always bitches about they won't let him go live and this and that. And I'm starting to feel that. Like, do they really try to screw you and don't want people to hear what you have to say? I'm not saying what I'm saying is right, but Jesus, what is happening? What is happening? Now it's working fine. Okay. All right, guys. Again, I apologize. Let's talk about the markets. So the markets obviously took a hit today. Dow Jones is down 816 points. S&P down 500. NASDAQ down 270. I want to hear your guys' thoughts, but put it in the chat below. You've got TV on, streaming always happens when I on a Teams call for work and two of the TVs with the kids watching movies. Yeah, I've not had that problem though. I have one TV always running in the house, always. Maybe my cameras are going off, but right now it's saying excellent. I don't know. But I have a few different internets, right? I have different internets for different things. I use Starlink for certain things here, and then I have 5G for other things here. So if one's down, the other one takes over. So it shouldn't do that. Anyways, what do you guys, give me your thoughts in the chat about the... Give me your thoughts in the chats about the markets today. I did see, like I said, I was in and out answering calls, doing other stuff. I think I told you guys we're putting an in-ground pool in, so I'm working with the gas people, the electric people. I have to dig trenches in certain spots, not with a shovel. You guys know I have mini excavators and things like that on the property, so I try to save a couple bucks by doing that stuff myself, and that way I can try to not make a mess, because normally a contractor will come in, they're not too nice to your lawn and stuff. So I wanted to do my own, but anyways, yeah, so it's going to be a lot of that in the next coming weeks. We should have the pool in hopefully in about 2.5 weeks. Everything should be finished, done, and good to go, and we should be swimming. Ahoy ahoy, what's up, Denny? Hey, friends, hope everyone's having a grand day. Nice, crazy. The 30-year is over 5%. That's not good. That means people are either selling the debt or not buying the debt, right? Not even the Fed. You think the Fed would be buying this, which they probably will. You know, some of the stuff that Greg talks about, the guy I talked about earlier, talks about going into a new system. They're going to kill the system. But, you know, he's talking about, you know, millions of people dying and stuff. I don't know. Maybe, but I think there's something big coming, right? There's no doubt about it. And maybe the money system does change, right? I just don't see them trying to flick a switch and do it overnight like people are thinking. I don't believe that the dollar is going to die next week, right? And if it did, I highly doubt they're going to put the system on XRP is going to have anything to do with it. Ripple, maybe, but I don't know. I think there's a better chance that the Fed or the people in control use Tether, right? It just prints whenever it wants, kind of like the Fed, right? Like maybe they took that over, and I got a theory about that too. Want to hear it? Let me know if you want to hear it. It's a little bit about crypto gods, excuses for what? What is their excuses for? Who remembers when right before all the crap went on with BitBoy and shit got crazy, right? Do you remember when he went to I don't remember what island was it? I don't know. It was the Virgin Islands or something, and he went over to no, not Bitcoin Ben. I'm talking about Ben Armstrong, BitBoy, right? So, yes, the SPF stuff, but he went to another building right around that time over there, and it was an empty building. They wouldn't let him in. Do you remember what that was? Yes, it was when he went to visit Sam, Skip, but then he went to another building while he was out there. And it was under construction. There was nothing going on in it, which there should have been because it's a pretty big deal. Do you remember what the building was? Anybody in the chat, let me know. And that this was right before everything went crazy. I mean, literally right before. And then his company was kicking him out. And then he was going nuts and blah, blah, blah. It was the Tether building. No, not BlackRock. It was the Tether building. The Tether Corporation Access, or it was Tether. It was the Tether building, and there was nobody there, nothing happening. It was right next to a little bank, right? I don't know. Just a theory, maybe, maybe not, but could have something to do with all this stuff. I don't know. I think there's some very dark crap going on regardless. Let's take a look at some charts here. We're going to take a look at gold. What did gold do today? Gold still didn't get to its all-time high, but it is getting a nice bounce off of that 1.272 that we talked about, right? That seems to be holding. If that does hold, we could see the... let's see. I've heard Tether is a scam to stop people spending Bitcoin, but now it's like a form of money. Right, they can print money and pump Bitcoin, right? They can pump Bitcoin to sell Bitcoin, to take the money out to do something else, right? They can turn the Tether into cash through Bitcoin. I don't know. You guys let me know. I'm just throwing stuff out there, ideas, things I think about. I think out of the box. I don't think with all the other YouTubers and watch them and just talk about what they talk about, right? I like to have my own thought process. I don't like to be steered by other people's opinion, and then everybody just jumps on that bandwagon and a crazy theory becomes a fact to most people when it's just because somebody went off somebody else saying it, and they went off somebody else, and somebody else went off that, just for just to make them sound good, right? But anyways, I just thought I'd put that out there. So gold, gold, if it does continue up, remember we do have a target as high as 37.65. Let's take a look at silver. Silver's just still lingering in that same area, and I know everybody, like, you'll watch certain people's silver pump today. I mean, in all reality, it hasn't. It's just been in this range forever and a day. Oil still below our resistance here at 62.4. Remember, we made that target way back when, right? And that's been a pretty important area. And I do think there's a good possibility if it can't get above that and hold support, oil's going a lot lower. And if you say that's crazy, just back in April of 2020, it went all the way down to -40. And if you were around and paying attention to markets that day, it was a crazy freaking day. It was awesome. I didn't trade it, but wish I would have. The DXY. So the stream seems to be doing fine now. It's suspiciously weird. Your hub for global bond data. Now they're even I don't know, man. It's like they push us to watch certain things. The DXY is still below 100. Let's take a look at, this is the DXY range that we were talking about. If it breaks and this holds as resistance, we could go, all the way back down to this trend line around 90. We go below that, then I would say maybe it is time, and the dollar is dying. I mean, the dollar's been dying since it was created, right? It's called inflation. But for it really to go away is what I'm talking about. But we've been much lower, right? The DXY has been much lower compared to all the other currencies than it is right now. 10-year yield cranking. Remember, we're looking for this 4.88. If it breaks above that, our next stop is going to be that all the way up here to this 5.64 area. Remember, guys, I talked about us being able to get it way up in these levels. I've been talking about it for years. Same thing that happened way back when. Go back here and look at it. So this was 08. We were way up in these ranges, right? But look at where we were back in the 80s. And 1550. And if you were around then, I was, but I wasn't buying a house. But I have brothers and sisters that are older than me and that were buying houses, right? And they remember clearly, as well as my mother, interest rates to buy a house were like 16, 18, 20% back then. If you don't think that can happen again, give me a reason why. Because it happened before, it can literally happen again. It could even be worse, right? So crypto gods just don't get it. Apparently, this dude is obsessed with Bitcoin. Probably one of those guys that swears it'll never go down past 100 again. But just don't get stuck in that mindset, guys. You don't make money until you sell the Bitcoin, right? Buy it low, sell it high, trade it, short it, do shit like that. It will continuously make you money and not be stagnant. I do believe it is possible that we have this run up coming to here, but it's also possible that we just did a stop hunt. Let's clear this up. Let's get a more clear chart, right? So looking at this, these are invalid now, right? Because I told you once we broke this high, that would be invalid. But that doesn't mean that this can't just end here and continue down, right? Because it absolutely can. And I believe even if it goes up, it's going to be fast, hard, and get erased pretty quickly. But let's take a look. Let's try to find some divergence here. I thought I had a clear chart. Here it is. Here was a chart from yesterday's video, right? We broke above. Looks like we're holding as support. So if that is the case, then our target should be around that 112, 113. If we continue up. But if we break back down below this 108 range, then we're looking for that 103 down at the bottom of this. Another way we could look at this is back over here. We talked about this, but it's not, there's too many things fell through. Like this looked like a good breakout, then it came, broke back below, but let's use that. Let's say, right? That would mean that that top hit the target here of this triangle. But again, not sure I trust that because we broke the trend line, open and close candles below it. We could look at it on the daily and see. Let's do that. Let's see if it makes more sense. No, because we still broke through it on this wick down here. Yeah, so really strange, but as of right now, like I said, we could possibly get up this range. The same one I showed on the 4-hour yesterday. Property was proportionally cheaper back then. Property was proportionally cheaper back then. You're correct. I hope Bitcoin. I'd hope Bitcoin now, the new dollar, will lose 90% of money. Crypto gods. What that would say, but yeah, I don't think Bitcoin itself will ever be the currency, right? Reason being, listen to me, there are single wallets out there, right, of normal people that hold enough Bitcoin in that wallet, because a lot of them bought back when it was next to nothing. They have enough Bitcoin in their wallet to literally crash the market themselves and put massive fear in the market, right? So that's too risky, way too risky. They're not going to let groups or people that have these wallets have that much control over something that's going to be a monetary, worldwide monetary thing, right? I still think Bitcoin's a game as of right now. It's got some. What's up, Blackie? No way Bitcoin will be the new dollar currency. Bitcoin is the biggest gainer and always the biggest loser. Bitcoin dies by the way of quantum computing. Good possibility. That would what? That would solve it and make it risky as hell, right? The Klingon speaks the truth. Craig is a man of the people. He is wise. Thanks, Blue Thundered. What's good, Blackie? How you doing, man? You haven't done enough research. You're not a Bitcoin expert. Okay. I just literally told you exactly why. And you can look it up yourself. Look at old wallets that are just random people's that hold thousands and thousands of Bitcoin that they got for pennies on the dollar a long time ago. And they have moved funds. So you, my friend, need to go do some research. I encourage it. It was Tether headquarters till late. Deep, you must be just way behind on here. We were talking about that earlier because that is a very good possibility. Those of you, let me see something here. Let me see. So how many likes do we have? We have 54 likes. I'm going to give you guys another 15 minutes to get 100 likes. If we get 100 likes, I'm going to throw one of those $200 promo codes out for Prime XBT. So if you go down the link below the video and hit the Prime XBT link, sign up with an account. If you're new to it and that's your first time clicking it, set up an account. You don't even have to make a deposit. And I'm going to put a promo code in the chat. It's going to be a series of letters and numbers. I'm not telling you when I put it there, but I'll put it there if we get 100 likes. And the first one to put it in gets a free $200 in their account. No deposit required, right? Just throws $200 in. You can't take it out, but you can trade it and keep your profits. So, yeah, just make sure you guys smash the like. You can make sure you subscribe to the channel too. So let's see what I'm going to do here. Also, the Savvy 100. If you guys already signed up using my link and you want to get the 100% deposit bonus, remember, up to $10,000. They will match whatever you deposit up to $10,000 if you're signed up using my link. If you're new signing up using my link, it's automatic. If you've already used my link and been signed up under my link, then all you have to do is go into the promo code section and put in Crypto Savvy 100, and then it'll match your deposit 100% up to 10,000. That ends this month, guys. So if you're going to take advantage of it, now would be the time. Bitcoin literally outperforms any asset in the past 15 years. Here we go again. This dude is Crypto Head. It is not the safest asset in the world, I promise you that. Right on, Jay. Jay gets it. Oh, what about Terranode? Now we're getting the spammy spammersons in here. I may have to get rid of some people. It doesn't matter if it's ever been hacked, right? It's easy to manipulate now. We have ETFs. Everybody wanted ETFs. You let Wall Street in. Big, big, big mistake. Huge mistake. Why would you want to lose 90% of value every time it crashes? The game. It is a game. It's at 109. He laughs. How long you been in crypto gods? How long you been in crypto gods? Crypto gods probably only watches Moonboy channels. Right, Jay. You do your own research. Okay. Okay. And where do you do your research, crypto gods? Not be mean, just ask him. We got 75 likes, guys. Make sure you smash the likes. Look, when I said I was going to get rid of the scammersons, they all left. So we're good. All markets are a game. Yeah, especially lately, right? If you ever notice, when markets are at certain points, there's always some big headline or big press conference or something always at that moment. If you don't think they are manipulating this market, the problem is people think they're manipulating it just to go up forever. I believe they're manipulating it to, so they get everybody to always buy the dip, right? Buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. If they could get them, what's the word I'm looking for? If they get them, basically train their minds to buy the dip, and it always goes up after the dip, eventually that's not going to happen, and they are going to just rip money out of it like you've never seen. And if you think Bitcoin can hold up in a market crash, guys, the banking system's falling apart. If you look around, normal people that used to live good with normal 9-to-5 job people, and I'm not knocking anybody, right? A lot of you guys are probably there. I was there. But a lot of them just can't even really survive anymore. I mean, it's almost impossible for people to survive, right? They're just pinching pennies. Their mortgages are through the roof. The mortgage interest rates on mortgages are through the roof. They're making it hard for normal people to live. I just watched TV earlier, they're talking about the car market, right? I wish I had the chart. If I would have had more time, I would have pulled that chart up. But they talk about it's held up for 15 years. Crypto God, that's a good point. Now I want to show you something, right? I'm going to show you where Bitcoin was created. Let me find the Dow Jones, right? Okay, so this is the Dow Jones chart. If you've been on the channel before, you see me showing you this, right? This was the Great Depression over here on the right. On the left, we have where we currently stand, right? Pay attention, crypto gods. So you look at the formations, right? Almost identical. Tells us what's most likely coming. But where was Bitcoin created? You said it went up only for the last 15 years. Look at the market. 2009, right here, right where my finger is pointing. This very bottom is when Bitcoin was created and released, right there. Can you see it? Right? What's the market been in? A freaking massive bull market ever since the creation of Bitcoin. Bitcoin, do you remember what happened in this little blip? Bitcoin crashed hard. What do you think's going to happen when this market gives up? There is a debt crisis like you cannot even fathom happening right now. This is serious. People don't want to acknowledge it. People want to listen to the talking heads on the news that just talk around the shit and make everything sound okay. It's not okay. It is not okay. There is a credit crisis like never before. And when that breaks, this market's going to come down so hard. And Bitcoin stands no chance to be able to hold up and be the hedge. None. It is a risk-on, high-risk asset. It will crash with the markets, and it will crash a lot harder than the markets, right? Just like back here in the big 2020. Just want you to know that. Be careful, buddy. It always recuperates. This dude is insane, man. It always comes back. It will come back. But it's not going to come back like you think. It's going to take so freaking long because there's going to be so much fear in it because so many people are going to get crushed in it, right? Especially all the people holding the ETFs and shit now. They're going to be sick. Just like the 401kers are going to feel. They're rich on paper. They're buying all this stuff because they think they got all this money and then it's gone. I've seen it in 08. In 08 was minute compared to what is coming. 08 was a housing bubble, right? It was a housing bubble. 2000 was a tech bubble. We are in an everything bubble, people. It's going to burst. It's going to burst soon. Within a year or two, I think this thing is done. I think we may have already topped in all the markets. It's a damn good possibility. It hasn't been through crashes. Look at this market. Bitcoin was created here. This market has not had a pullback. Let me give you even a better perspective. Let's go into the Dow Jones. Let's go into the monthly, right? Let's get rid of all this stuff on the chart. Maybe this will make more sense to you. So this is the 80s right here. This is the rally since the 80s, right? But right here, do you see what happened when we had the 80s run? You had a pullback. You had another one, you had a pullback lower, right? So look at this pullback. We haven't had one of these. For that to happen here, markets will always pull back to the median, right? The median is way down in these levels, way down. So be careful with your thinking. And if that happens, why in the hell would anyone want? Do you understand what that means? If that happens in the markets, people will lose jobs left and right because companies will close left and right. Just like back in 08, right? There were companies, big companies. Chrysler was one of them. They shut their lights off in the factory that day of the crash and went bankrupt. Shit can happen so fast. And then what do you think if all them people that were working in the factories in 08 that got shut down and the lights turned off and told them to go home and they'll let them know when they figure it out, if they were holding Bitcoin, they would have sold that shit, all their Bitcoin, right? That is going to happen in a massive way if this market crashes anytime soon. Mark Dutch said we have a god in the chat, question mark. Dang, we ran out of crypto gurus and crypto kings already. Right on. I love you guys, man. You guys rock. Mustafa said, "Yo, crypto gods, how much BTC you currently holding in your wallet?" We got 71 likes, guys. Let's get some more likes in here. You can never have enough Bitcoin. He's one of those guys. Must be his first bull run. Oh, truth. No, don't say that. Surprised crypto gods can talk with sailor member down his throat. Some of those addresses are not able to be accessed because people in those days would lose their private keys. That's true. Some of them. That's very true for some of them. Oh, this dude. You could not have bought Bitcoin at $1,000 7 years ago. I was making videos 7 years ago, bud. See, his research is bad. He has bad research. Go back at any time in 2018 and see if you can find Bitcoin for $1,000. Nope. The low was like $3,250 or maybe $3,150 in 2018. Do your research, crypto gods. He's looking at his chart now like, fuck, he's right. Oh, what am I going to say? How am I going to say something now? But he knows everything. He does his own research. Oh, he looked at his chart now. He put 2017 like he meant to put it. Deep. All right. Enough bashing. I'm not gonna be mean to the guy. He'll learn. Everybody learns eventually, right? Yes, sir, he does. Yes, sir, he does. 76 likes. All right, guys. Let's get 24 more likes. I'll put that in the chat for you. And good luck to everybody. We're almost there. If you're watching on your mobile, just exit the chat real quick and hit the like button, and then you can get right back in the chat. We'll be here waiting for you. Tesla, do you think that's the fourth wave there? I think that's a damn good possibility, man. If not, then this is just it should be A, B, C, something like that. Maybe just a A, B, C. Maybe. Very possible. We don't want to edit 8 years for the value to come back. We need our purchasing power. Yeah. Guys, just keep buying if you're that convicted. No one's saying, yeah, I ain't telling them not to buy. Buy it up. Prime XBT sent me a pizza today. Did you guys see that? I put a picture up on my eggs. Bought me lunch and sent it to my house. Oh, looks like the wife's home. So, yeah, I think it could go down to 3,500, 9,700. Reason being, I think all markets will most likely get to where they were around the 2020 crash, right? Because it wasn't done. It was picked up, bought up by the Fed. They started buying all the debt. They started buying all the assets, right? I think we're still going to see it go back down to those levels. Like S&P, same thing, right? Let's look at that. So it would have been right in here, right? Way down here. All the markets have got to return back to this at some point here. I do believe this wasn't over. They stopped the bleeding, but it's going to go back to that point, I do believe. BTC can be created with code. It's not finite. Yeah, I mean, obviously, right? They can change the code and do whatever they want with Bitcoin. If everybody votes for it. But I've talked about that before. If somebody bigger goes in and takes control, they won't need permission. Hang on, Mark. Crypto gods. Who's in charge of the code? Like, is there guys that actually put new code into Bitcoin? Tell me that. You gotta Google it real quick. It's decentralized. He sounds like the people that just came in 2016, just hearing about Bitcoin. Hey, this is my shit at here. Find it. Maybe you don't know anything about Bitcoin. Crypto guys. Who changes the code in Bitcoin? It's an open source. Who changes the code? If you've researched it so much, who's able to change the code? Who the computer doesn't do the coding. The coding is done by people. Who are they? If you've done so much research, who are the people that have power to do the code? Oh my God, he said you can't change the code. Are you dumber than shit or what, man? Now you're really getting to me because you just came in and said that people needed to do their research. Somebody else needs to go out and do your research, bub. How would you hedge against everything in a bubble pop? Cash. Cash. I've been saying it for years. Cash. If you were around in 2008 and the markets crashed, everything was super cheap in the markets. And how would you get in on that? Buy it. Buy the crash. What do you need to buy the crash? Cash. I tried Coke and Gold that ended up with lead poisoning. He does because he doesn't know. He does not understand. There's people, there's coders on Bitcoin still that work on Bitcoin. Sorry, crypto gods. Maybe one day you'll actually do research. Let's see. Back to what I was doing. What the hell was I doing? There's something else I wanted to show you guys. Crypto essay. That's happened a million times in the past. Check it out, man. Just all you have to do is go back in the charts and look at it. That's what gets the FOMO rate in, right? Let me know who got that. Let me know who got that. Ask the people over in Europe how good their Bitcoin transferred when the grid went out. That's another thing that's not safe about Bitcoin. Power grid goes out, your ass out. You got cash, you got gold, you got silver, you'll be able to do something. You don't have that, your ass out. Your money is locked up, gone. Same as if they're in a bank with the grid lock. BTC's ultimate tracking mechanism, right? It came out when Bitcoin first came out. What was one of the big things, right? It was untraceable. It was anonymous money. Turns out it's the most trackable money in the world. And it was, you know, everybody when it first came out, it was non-taxable and this and that, and it just keeps all the things that made Bitcoin great to talk about and to come into society ended up being lies in the long run, right? Right, but you gotta carry cash, gotta have cash for emergencies. So they talk about that gridlock in Europe. It was back in, I think, like it was about 20, a little over 20 years ago. I lived in Toledo, Ohio, and um, the grid screwed up. It was all the Midwest out here. Didn't have power for like 3 days. That day it happened, the stores got looted. It was insane. That was 20 some years ago. I mean, it was like 3 days, right? And back then, they said the grid needed to be upgraded or it was doomed to fail. It hasn't been updated. They haven't done shit to it. It's old as hell. It's bad. It's bad, bad, bad. So just another one. Living in the past. Shake my head. So you trust the grid? Okay. Someone said, yeah, for a bubble burst like tulips, only 21 million forever. Oh, Pokemon. Oh my god. Oh. That's how everybody was when they first got into Bitcoin, crypto gods. So it sounds like around maybe 2 years tops. You sound like a oh my god. There, can you hear me now? No idea what just happened there. Sorry, guys. Bear market 321. Okay, yeah. I don't know what's going on with that. Apologize. YouTube has totally been screwed up this whole video. 5 million lost Bitcoins could be that a potential problem. BSV 1 million transactions per second. Yeah, BTC has 7 per second. I think Crypto Gods is actually Peter Schiff. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys stopping in. Whoever won that free $200 promo code. Congratulations. I hope you win tons of money on it, and I hope you withdraw thousands or hundreds of thousands off that $200. It's possible now. But anyways, thanks again. Don't forget, guys, for those of you that want to sign up to get the up to $10,000 deposit bonus, sign up using my link down below for Prime XBT, and for a chance to win a Tesla, possibly a Rolex. Check out the BITUNIX link also. You can sign up there. No VPN, no KYC for those of you that don't want to do KYC. So anyways, thanks again, guys. I will catch you in the next